everybody. I know some of you are lovers of yoga with Mark. We thought we would also try to do a little yoga with Erin sometimes. I'm not exactly sure of the format of what the segment will kind of look like. Sometimes I might do a little flow, might do variations of poses, or maybe a technique breakdown. I'm also really open if you have a suggestion or you have a question that you'd like me to answer. That would be fantastic. So to get us started though today, I thought I would share a little warming sequence for these cold days. The sequence is meant for a time when you don't have a huge amount of time to do some yoga, maybe 10-15 minutes. But you want to get your blood moving, you want to do a couple poses, you want to feel a little warmer pretty quickly. So a couple of assumptions here. You take a moment to do some leg stretches, maybe some eye of the needle, maybe some cat and dog tilts or some shoulder rolls, something to feel like you warm up. And I'm going to just share this sequence with you. It's something that I like to do sometimes when I'm feeling like I need to get a little warmer. So it'll be rather lower on instruction, maybe just a few key points as I go, just to kind of keep this a little bit shorter. But if you have questions, feel free to shoot them into the comments, or I can answer them. You know how to reach me via email or anything like that. Okay, so why don't we get started, and I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, I like to sweep the right leg up, one-legged dog, just a little bit of stretch here through the legs before doing a little core work. So here I'll just mention stepping forward to your lunge, but not swinging your leg. Use your core just a little bit so you're not using all momentum. Right hand to right hip with a twist. Nice lunge with a twist. And then reaching the arm back, inhale, sweeps up, high lunge. Yeah, I like these high lunges on days when I'm cold because using the legs here really starts to get warm quickly. Stepping forward, Utkatasana. I'm one who likes to keep the feet together. You can be sit bone distance apart, of course. Belly button up for this air chair or fierce, powerful pose. And then folding forward, Uttanasana. I'm going to go ahead and step the right foot back to a lunge. This takes us into a left foot forward, warrior two. Always make adjustments here if you need to find a good warrior pose. Smooth, steady breath. And to get a little bit warmer, you might even like to pick up your heel, move your knee, and allow your thigh to sink down to get a little bit deeper here in warrior two if you want a little more heat. Inhale, sweeps the arms up, kicking the toes out and the heels in for this goddess pose, or sometimes known as horse pose here. I like the hands on the thighs just to make sure the knees can stay out over the feet. And then I'm just going to do some shoulder rolls and kind of get into the side body, loosening up just a little bit here. This feels good, but without moving the knees, so I keep the knees over the feet. Okay, straightening the legs, folding forward, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged standing forward fold. And if you're doing this at home, you know, if you want a little longer here, take a little longer here. If you want to keep it shorter, you can keep it shorter. You can hold all these poses much longer, then you get a lot warmer. And then you can walk around here for a right foot forward, warrior one. So heel to heel if you can, stretching the mat between your feet, rising up. Here we drop some one pose, exalted warrior, and then bring your hands back down and step back, plank. So options here, stay in plank pose. You can take a vinyasa if you like. I like to hold the plank just for a little bit, shoulder blades lightly on my back, before heading up, downward facing dog. Okay, onto the other side, one-legged dog. This is the left foot version. Lifting up again on the right tiptoes, stepping forward so you can see, not swinging forward, but using my core to do that step. Left hand, left hip, twist. Smooth, steady breath here in this lunge, and then reaching back, sweeping up, high lunge. Again, I'm looking here to bend my front knee to get a little deeper into the lunge, lifting the back leg thigh, and then a step forward. Utkatasana, fierce, powerful pose. Not my favorite pose, but it does build a little bit of heat. And then fold forward, Uttanasana. Okay, the left foot steps back to a lunge. This is warrior two first. So inhale, sweeping up, Virabhadrasana 2. I like to pick up that front heel, like to sink just a little lower into that front leg thigh before dropping the heel down. Helps me keep my knee over the center of the foot. And then straightening my legs, coming into that horse stance, goddess pose, bending the knees. So here, just making sure I keep my knees out over the feet, the outside of the thighs roll down, bringing my palms together. So great. Not my favorite pose by far, but at least it gets me really warm very quickly. I can even roll my shoulders down and then straighten the legs, heels out, folding forward for Ardha Good. And then you can walk your hands out, walking around here. This is now a left foot forward, warrior one. So I'm going to take a moment to line up my feet before I sweep the arms up. Exalted warrior pose. And then again, coming down to the floor, stepping back plank. I'm going to take the vinyasa this time because I feel like doing a little bit different. Shoulder blades lightly on my back for the back bend, cobra or up dog. And then making my way back, downward facing dog. Alright, so you could do it again, that whole flow another time, or I might vary it up just a little bit. So here's a variation. Rolling on the outer edge of my left foot, taking a side plank first, Vashisthasana. There's lots of variations for side plank if you prefer another one. And then coming back, heading towards one-legged dog. Lifting up left tiptoes, stepping up to that right foot forward lunge. And this time I'll come right up to a high lunge. Interlace my fingers, point my index fingers to the ceiling. And give a little side bend here to the right, keeping the back leg thigh lifting so I don't fall over. Keeping my gaze forward to help. And then inhale comes back up again, and I'll step forward, Utkatasana. You can stay with your fierce, powerful pose or make it a little more challenging. You can lift your heels up and then hug the heels together so you're on tiptoes. And then fold forward again, Uttanasana. I'm going to step my right foot back. This time, instead of warrior two, I'll come up to warrior two first, make sure I have a good stance. But I'm going to come down immediately into side angle pose. So Uttita Parsvakonasana, you can have your hand on a block, you can have your hand on the floor. I'm going to stay a little higher so you can see a little more easily here. Drawing my belly button in, and then I'm going to do a little rolling that shoulder forward, looking back behind. The inhale unwinds back to my regular left foot forward side angle pose. And then again, kind of curling here. I like to do this 2 or 3 times. Good. Coming back. And then from here, windmilling back down to the floor so I can walk around to the other side. Right foot forward, lunge. Drawing my belly in here, high lunge, lifting the back leg thigh, gaze a little forward to the front edge of the mat. And then I'm going to drop the back heel down, heel to heel, so I can rise right up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exalted warrior pose. Bringing my hands down to the floor and step back, plank pose. And again, I'm going to take this side up to downward facing dog to head the other way. So let's see here, we're going to roll on the outer edge of my right foot, side plank pose, Vashisthasana. And then bring the hands back down, one-legged dog. Lifting up right tiptoes, stepping forward to a lunge. And inhale rises up, high lunge. Interlacing my fingers, pointing a fingertips up towards the ceiling here. Side bending to the left. Smooth, steady breath, keeping my balance. And then inhaling, coming back to center, stepping forward, Utkatasana. Good. Lifting up my heels, hugging the heels in, and then a fold forward, Uttanasana. Good. Stepping the left foot back, lunge. Okay, so remember the side. You're going to head up to warrior two for the foot placement, and then come down to side angle pose, Utthita Parsvakonasana. I'm going to stay up higher, but you can go down to the block or the floor. And then curling that left shoulder forward, looking back towards the wall behind. These little thoracic spine movements, just warming up here at the shoulders. I'm going to do 2. Sometimes I like to do 3 or 4, whatever feels good. And windmilling back down to a lunge so that I can walk around back to the first side. High lunge, drawing my belly button up, floating the arms up off the floor, keeping my chest low, and then dropping the back heel, heel to heel here. Inhale to rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Good, and then bringing the hands back down, stepping back, plank. Again, perhaps I like the vinyasa this time, upward facing dog. Maybe I like to just head back to downward facing dog, skipping the vinyasa. And then when you're done, bend your knees, make your way down, child's pose. All right, so just an idea for getting a little bit warmer. If you only have a few moments, you could do the first flow. If you have like 15 minutes, as I said, you could do both flows together, just to kind of get your body moving in a variety of ways and get a little bit warmer. I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to your comments.